Welcome at the Sea Ray stand in Hall 3 at BOOT Düsseldorf. Where Sea Ray proudly introduced for the European market that is this fantastic Sea Ray SDX 270 in a surf edition. I love this boat and I really am excited and looking forward to taking it out on the water and trying this surf feature. I think it's a great boat that offers lots of interesting surf feature. Then again, it is a boat that can be used also with for lots of different purposes, anchoring, having fun with your friends, and of course also water skiing, wakeboarding, or just lounging and enjoying the sun. Before I take you in, there's two things I'd like to point out. One being this through stem anchor, which I think is a great feature that is new for the SDX series and makes it possible to use this bow area in the best way, because obviously you have all this room available right here. There is a really nice, good looking stainless steel anchor. Love this feature. I'll get back to that later. And another thing, which basically is not just one thing, is the hull and the way it has been designed and shaped. You may notice Sea Ray in the last few years has been using sculpted hull sides, and you still see those lines here, which I personally really like. I think it's just a really good look. But here going aft, you see that there's less of a sculpted hull. That has been done because if you start using this boat as a surf towboat, they are going to lean over, so you get more of a second running surface, I would call it, which means that you'd want to have a hull that is as clean as possible, making the wake also as clean as possible. And Sea Ray has really put a lot of attention to making the perfect hull. And other things that I would mention is this shear line that Sea Ray is famous for. That has been elevated. The bathing platform has been lowered to make it easier to get in and out of the water and to put on a wakeboard, for example. But they did it all in a way to get the cleanest wake. So this side, for example, is tapered, and the complete hull again has been made so that you get the cleanest wake. So there's running strakes underneath. They have been shortened so that from, let me quickly check, from here approximately they end, so they end earlier than usual to get the cleanest wake possible. These trim tabs, they are Wakeworks trim tabs. You may notice that they are very big, they're fully stainless steel, and they are also used obviously to get the optimum wake behind the boat. There's many things you can adjust. They are mainly done with the Sea Ray Surf system, a piece of software that automates everything, making it really easy to use it. But of course, if you use it for normal boating and you have some wind coming from the side, you could use these trim tabs to just adjust the way the boat levels in the water. There's a Bravo 4S inverted stern drive, twin propellers, counter-rotating of course, giving a really nice and smooth ride while driving slow. As we may know, some boats tend to do this if you drive really slow. With a counter-rotating propeller, you more or less eliminate that way of handling. So this is usually greatly appreciated. Other features include this swim ladder, which is long enough, like we're used to with Sea Ray, to get in and out of the water properly, with grab rails such as this one at the right position. I like that it's angled away also from the transom, giving you more space, and also having it sheltered with this sea deck decking makes it really comfortable. There's a submersible swim platform. I cannot lower it at the moment, but a great feature. Just being out on the water, anchoring, sitting here when it's really warm, and enjoying the surroundings, having a nice drink close by can be really nice. So the submersible swim platform. Let me also take you on board. course, there's many other things that make this Sea Ray a Sea Ray also. I won't go into that in too much detail, but Sea Ray cleats, so with the Sea Ray logo engraved. You don't see the bolts that you see in some other boats because it's done from the inside, full stainless steel, 316 quality, etc. There's washdown here, there's another one at the bow. Most of these are options. There are, I've been told, 6 packages. I don't know them by heart yet because, again, this boat has just been introduced here in BOOT Düsseldorf. But there's some really nice different packages. You can have a swivel wakeboard rack right here. I took it off for the show. Like these panels, I do think this is an option also. And the side knobs here are interesting for wake surfing. Again, the boat is also perfectly suitable to do water skiing or wakeboarding or other things. But this, the wake surfers will really like this because you get to go in the cleanest area of the wake. You can have a stainless steel flagpole right here. There's storage and there's a way to access batteries and other stuff right here. And one thing I'd like to show you is the tower that folds down electrically like this. A really nice feature if you want to put your boat in the garage and you don't have enough height or something like that. And in the Netherlands we have bridges. Obviously, if you do that, you do need to take this bimini down in order to lower it completely. There's a huge sun pad here in the bow, which I really like. I still need to find out how everything works exactly. But this feature I also like because this gives you lots of possibilities to enjoy the sun here in the back. And of course, these seats have been made in a way that the seat bases are long enough. The backrests are angled in just the right way. So again, ergonomics, like we're used to with Sea Ray, are really great. One thing I would really like to mention, I saw this in a presentation from somebody from Sea Ray also. Sea Ray is a 7 billion, no, I should say it differently. Sea Ray belongs to the Brunswick company, and Brunswick is a company to which Boston Whaler and other brands also belong, having a turnover of around $7 billion, which makes it possible to have a tech center, how they call it, where all boats are developed. And they are also big enough to make, when they develop a new boat, a mock-up, as they call it, a model of the boat on a 1-to-1 scale, so they can actually try, well, if everything works out ergonomically. So that is why I'm always happy to see on every Sea Ray, this is one of the very first ones built in Europe, but the ergonomics right from the start are spot on. So compliment to Sea Ray. A really nice wooden table. This has dedicated storage in the locker in the middle on the port side of the boat. And there's another one which I will show you later in the bow, and they are interchangeable. Other things I'd like to show you are, of course, a cooler which is quite deep. It's insulated from the sides, but also here from the top. It's gas assist, so you can use both hands to get stuff in and out. I like this storage. Obviously, you do not need this when you sit. So actually, Sea Ray used it to have cup holders here. There's 2 on this side. There's a wireless charging possibility right here. There's even 4 cup holders on the other side and 2 charging units. So also there it has lots of features so that you can use the boat also in different other ways. You see the huge storage that they were able to get underneath this seat, also gas assist. So you could put a couple of wakeboards in here, or surfboards obviously, but again, there you can have surf racks on both sides that swivel in and out. Brown soft deck, sea deck is the name, which I think is also available in a grey option. This is the dune upholstery that I personally like, especially with this relatively new stitching and the Sea Ray logo right there. Speakers here as an option, again, obviously like we're used to. This is also all stainless steel, not like we see with other boats, that you have aluminium tubes and maybe stainless steel connections which tend to corrode, so you can't take them apart after a year or so. So attention to detail and quality. Coming to the helm, I really like this place, not only because it's a great helm, but also because you can do this, and you can do that on this side also. So you have a really huge cockpit area for socializing, and obviously this is also really nice if you just want to look at your kids or even grandkids enjoying the wake behind you. So a huge cockpit, but again the helm, let me do this. Of course there's a flip-up bolster, so you have better visibility when you're doing all kinds of water sports. I like the angled footrest. I'm not the smallest guy, but this means that you can actually push yourself towards the backrest, so you're more or less locked in this position, which I like, especially when you do a lot of water sports and you tend to make turns, etc. It's just, it feels comfortable yet safe at the same time. Digital throttle and shift. You can control the active trim from here. Really good and nice switches. I always like having the most important equipment that you can actually use it from here. Really simple. Then again, I also love these two 9-inch displays, which are standard on the Surf Edition, with a really nice piece of software built by Sea Ray, where you can actually adjust exactly how you'd want to do any water sport. And this now is set on the screen for surfing, where you can adjust the height of the wave, put in more ballast, less ballast. There's advanced options, so you can just everything by hand, manually. But if you just choose the automated, I would call it, setup that Sea Ray installed, this works just fine. And there are 2 or 3 ballast tanks in the boat. If you have 5 people or more on board, you don't really need the ballast tanks, because the weight then is already sufficient. A simple system, anyone can use it, and again, if you really want to dive into it deeply, you can go into all kinds of settings, adjusting it just the way you want to use it. There's a bow thruster also that is available on a lot of Sea Rays built in Europe, a feature that we truly like and always recommend choosing. And of course the steering wheel can be tilted. There's storage for a phone or other stuff on this side right here, which is nice. But also here you can have a charging pad to leave your phone with this grippy pad right here. Also here you have a grippy pad, which is nice to prevent your phone from falling. There's a 12-volt connection on this side. There's a USB, I think a regular USB and a USB-C. These are options which I think come with one of the packages. Of course there's an automatic fire extinguisher. This is the warning that it's either functional or going off. Another cup holder right here. You can adjust the trim tabs manually by using these. What else should I say? Well, just a really nice, great, with perfect ergonomics, a great helm. And of course there's a head right here, which is actually quite big and more than just a head. I am 1.92 meters. I always tend to show how big a head is, so you get some idea on the size. Let me hold this door. For me, this would be just perfect. There's plenty of space here. Small kids could, if these cushions wouldn't be here, could even take a nap here, which could be interesting. And also this area can be used for storage. You can wash your hands here, rinse something. There's another USB port here. There's a pump out toilet. In this boat it's electric. Don't know yet if that comes standard or goes with the package, probably the latter. But still, it's really a really nice big area that, like you see I'm doing now, can be closed off. I like this leatherish dash right here, so it doesn't reflect when it would be all white, with nice stitching here on the sides. It also is done on this side, the passenger side, where for tall people like myself I have plenty of room for my legs. Again, here ergonomics are really good. I like that Sea Ray always puts nice panels on the sides. Grippy pad here with a small ledge so your phone cannot fall off. Cup holder right there. You may see the light, by the way, which is like a really nice way of making a certain atmosphere in the boat. Now it's turned to purple, but you can choose all kinds of colors to adjust it just the way you'd like to. A glove box here, lockable, Fusion audio. I like the rounded wind frame again. Sea Ray in the last few years tended to use angled wind frames. I like these. Of course, it's a matter of taste, but I think it's really timeless, and something many people don't know, that it just adds to the strength of a boat because it makes the boat more rigid. Don't try this at home, but I tend to show how sturdy it is by doing this. I'm around 80 kilograms, so this I think shows how well it's been built. Of course, you can close it off by closing this window. I'll leave it for now. And at the same time by closing this, especially early spring when the water is still cold, it can be really nice to close this so that you take away the chilly breeze, the spring chilly breeze, and you can really enjoy the sunshine in the back. Like we're used to with the SDX family, you have a huge bow with lots of volume. Even on this side, this for me is high enough to sit like this, and there's lots of features I see here that a lot of people will appreciate. I love, for example, having this table shaped in the way the bow area has been made. Just looks good. This is a practical feature so that you have room to move around, but at the same time you have something to hang on to. There's another grab rail here, there's a skippy pad, there's 4 cup holders, 2 on each side. I see a USB port there, and on the other side your speakers here in the bow. Nice stitching, and like I mentioned before, I love this open bow area where at the same time they managed to install a through stem anchor winch and the bow ladder. You hear the bell ring, another Sea Ray sold during the show. A really nice bow ladder which is wide, long enough, and also, and all these things are of course options, a bow wash down to rinse your feet or spray the anchor when it's dirty. You may see this. There is an option to have like a sunshade in the bow area, so there's 4 places, 2 here and 2 further back, where you can fit poles so that you can have a bow shade area also here. And just to show you how tall this is, again, I'm 1.92 m. There's plenty of space here. I'm not sure if there's a filler piece for this area also, but I think there is. But again, a really great lounge area here in the bow. Again, bow thruster installed. Let me think of other things that I forgot to mention. One thing I should mention, I'm just realizing, is that the arch is also available in white. We have it in black here, but you can also have it in white. And something that Sea Ray is not mentioning is quiet ride. You may remember that some years ago there was a lot of attention to a smooth ride and the really good low noise levels that Sea Ray managed to achieve by using a system called quiet ride. Part of that was a tuned transom. This boat does not have the tuned transom, but it does have the other features. So I'm sure this is a very smooth and silent boat at the same time, and they achieved that by having foam-filled areas, using core matting in different areas. Again, that is all part of Sea Ray having this tech center, and they do know how to achieve the optimum noise levels and making it a really nice and smooth and quiet ride. Other things I'm forgetting, I don't think so at the moment. It's a boat again that I really look forward to using. We did order one as the Dutch dealer, so we'll have it hopefully around May. And I will be making a full walkthrough testing it on the water. It is still here a couple of days at the BOOT Düsseldorf boat show, so if you still have time, please pass by. I'll gladly show you around of one of our other sales guys. But for now, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.